Hi, my name is Jason and I'm an application engineer at 3M. Today we're bringing you the third and final video in our series about how to get cleaner paint jobs and prevent dirt from getting into our paint. In our last videos, we talked about how to properly clean and maintain your booth to get optimal performance and minimize contamination. We also talked about how to properly clean our panels, our stands, and other considerations in the booth to also minimize contamination. In this third and final video, we're going to talk to you about proper painter attire. Everything from the proper gloves we should be wearing, to the right kind of paint suit, and even into what type of breathing protection we should be using in our booth. Not just to protect us from the paint, but also to protect the paint from us as the painter. The first thing we want to do is make sure we're wearing an appropriate paint suit for painting in. A paint suit has two main functions. The first is to protect us, the painter, from the paint. The second function is to protect the paint from the painter. The body of the painter is a main source of contamination. A lot of things can come off of us from the outside environment and end up in our paint jobs, either causing rework or a lot of time in the sanding and buffing process afterwards. When choosing a paint suit, we want to make sure we get one that goes completely from our head to our toe. I see a lot of painters out there that wear paint jackets, and that's not the best situation. It will protect the skin and stuff on your arms. Preferably it has a hood on it that also is covering your neck and face and anywhere your respirator may not be covering. But leaving your pants exposed can be a huge contamination source. All day long we're sanding, we're out in the dirty shop, our clothes are gonna gather a lot of that dust and dirt, and it's gonna make its way into our paint jobs. So make sure you're wearing something that covers all the way down to your feet. Don't just get a paint suit that fits your body, also get one that fits your arms. In this case, the suit body is plenty big enough, but if I reach my arms out, I actually end up with skin exposed. Make sure you're sizing it appropriately to not have that exposed skin, which could again cause contamination, but more importantly with exposed skin, puts you susceptible to some type of harmful contamination from the paint. The next thing we want to make sure we're wearing is gloves. And not just any gloves. We don't want to be using exam gloves or vinyl gloves. You want to make sure that you're wearing nitrile gloves. Nitrile gloves are going to protect you from the harmful things in paint. Most gloves will protect the paint from you, but again, we want to make sure we're also staying as safe as we possibly can. So wear gloves anytime we're not just in the booth, but in the mix room, mixing paint, or even wiping down the vehicle. The last step in the PPE process in the booth is to make sure we're in some way protecting our lungs. Aside from just the lungs, we also want to protect our face as much as possible. So there are half mask respirators out there that work just fine. I would prefer to see everyone wearing a full face respirator to make sure we're protecting that skin around our eyes and anywhere that this isn't going to come in contact with. If you're using a half mask respirator or a full face respirator, make sure you're choosing one that's appropriate for your spray environment. They make a lot of different types of cartridges for these types of respirators. Some are for particulate, some are for organic vapors. In the painting world, make sure you're choosing one that's going to protect you from both. Something that I like to do when I'm using a half mask respirator is anytime I open a new one, I write my name and the date that I opened the package, and I tape that directly on top of the package. The reason being is these cartridges don't last forever. Sometimes we need to change these out, and I like to change mine out on a regular schedule to make sure I stay safe. I don't like to guess or try to remember when I open this. When it comes to my health, I want to be sure, so I always make sure I write that date on there so I know exactly how long this has been in use. An even better option than a half mask or a full face respirator is using supplied air. As a painter, supplied air is really nice because it keeps you much cooler than wearing a half mask respirator or even a PAPR unit where you're pulling air from inside of the booth. Supplied air is usually giving you cool, clean, dry air coming from an outside source that really makes painting more comfortable. But more so than that, this fully covers our head and face to keep any hair, skin particles, any dirt or dust that's on our skin from ending up in our paint jobs. So this would be ideal in most situations. So aside from just wearing the proper PPE, we also want to make sure we store our PPE the proper way. The proper way is going to keep it from getting chemically contaminated, and it's going to keep all dirt, dust, and debris off of our PPE so it doesn't end up in our paint jobs. The best way to do that is to put all of your PPE in plastic sealable bags and always store them in a clean, dry place out of the dust, like somewhere with a cabinet that has closing doors on it. That concludes all the tips and tricks I have for you today on getting cleaner paint jobs and helping to minimize contamination in your paint jobs. If you have other suggestions or ways you're getting clean paint jobs or some of the steps that you take that have really helped you in this industry, be sure to put those in the comments below. Also be sure to like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed this content and want to see more like this, be sure to check us out at 3M Collision Repair Academy, the link for which can be found in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching.